what I liked about working with Clint was just he took care of everything. And it, in the end, it made our experience less stressful because he just like went ahead and did everything and had everything at his fingertips and just led us through the process of selling our home, and it was like almost painless.
Yeah, I think he had a handle on everything. He had a handle on the resources we needed: painters, movers, stagers. You call the guy, he calls you back within 5 minutes. So he made it much easier. Yeah. Painless. So as a result of Clint's efforts, all the things he did for us, we realized a lot more than we would ever dream possible. Right, Kim?
Yeah, I think that going into it, I felt secretly I was going to be hard to please as far as what we got for it. And I kind of kept it to myself, but we actually got sort of right around where I feel good about actually letting our home go at the price we got. And I was pleasantly surprised with that. And Clint was really good at, he called it chumming the waters, and he would, take the, the printed material and just go through the neighborhood and worked up, like getting the word out about our house, which, in the end, it likely affected the amount of bidders, offers. I think some 80 sets of people came through our house in 5 days. And it's just exciting to talk about it, actually, because it's a big thing in our lives, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, you got a lot of people looking at the house, which obviously led to a higher price. It's great.
Well, for me, like I was wondering if we would do the staging, and then when it was kind of presented, I kind of thought, maybe that's a good idea. It just takes more stress off us too, and and so. But what I liked about it was just like it's an objective third party that can come in and say if Murray and I are, having in disagreement about, how high the picture should go or where the sofa should be or whatever, or what should go actually, then it just eliminates that completely. In a matter of 3 hours or so, the place was like ready after we had things. So it's pretty awesome and worth the money, which seemed to be an issue at first, but then it's like, you just get so much for that part that I actually thought it was great to do that.
In addition to Susan coming in and looking at the house objectively, Clint came in with his eye and looked at things. He found some things that needed to be fixed, things that needed to be corrected, and he pointed them out to me. Initially I was a bit hesitant, but they were fairly easy fixes, and we got them fixed before we had the home showing, so it wasn't a problem at the end. We were proactive in resolving these things that Clint had picked up on. So the pre-inspection process actually resolved some issues ahead of the sale. There were some things that needed to be corrected. We didn't want to have any conditions on the offer, so the pre-inspection, the inspector that we got in, he noticed some issues, and we had plenty of time to resolve it before we actually put the home on the market.
Mm-hmm. And the beauty of that was just that it sped up the process of selling the home and made us in a good position as we entertained offers. We had no conditions on our part. Everything was sort of solid, secure, done with. And then as a result of that, we can just thank Clint for that process of having so many offers come to us and being ready for them.
He was proactive.
Yes.
Clint actually preempted the inspector coming over. He came in and he had an eye for a few things that needed to be fixed, that we fixed actually before the inspector came over. By Clint being proactive, we virtually had a clean inspection report. There's only one item that was easily resolved, but Clint and myself fixed 3 or 4 other items before the home inspector actually came over. Clint had the resources, he's got the connections, he got us just the right people at the right time, quickly, to come in and resolve these problems, and they did a great job. So the home stager came in and she recommended that we paint most of our walls, particularly upstairs. I thought briefly of doing the job myself because I have painted in the past. I realized that time was of the essence, and basically I didn't have the time with all the other things I had to do. So Clint had a connection for a professional painting firm that he brought in, and they were here quickly. I think they got the place painted in 4 days, and did a great job. Easy to work with, and I was happy that I didn't take the job on myself.
With regards to the cleaning of the home, we all knew it needed to be done, and we're just grateful that Clint had the connections, that he just moved quickly, made a phone call. Before we knew it, the guy was here assessing, what needed to be done, and it was done quickly and professionally.
Again, we knew the home needed to be photographed by a professional to make it show in its best possible light. Clint, again, had the resources to bring in a gentleman who came in, and he was in and out in about an hour. And when we saw the final results on the web and on the brochure, he made the place look great.
Very impressive.
Made it look bigger and cleaner and just fantastic. Clint did a great job of comparative marketing analysis and deciding what price we were going to go for and how to market the home. He looked at other houses in the neighborhood before determining what kind of price we were going to set as our asking price.
And he was really well prepared when he came in. He knew which houses were on the market, what they went for, and had a good feel for what we should ask based on that. We were quite impressed with how Clint marketed the house, including the photos and the guy who put together the materials, and how he generated traffic through our home for so many people to be able to see it. And he got the word out. He got the word out in a professional way, and it worked.
Yeah, he went through the neighborhood. He delivered flyers personally. I know he knocked on doors. He actually talked to people. He actually invited people to the open houses. He concentrated in the immediate neighborhood, and the day of the open house, he had signs out on the major streets. He had little balloons and markers where it was easy to find the open house. He just drew attention to the house and got a lot of people into the house to see it.
He worked hard.
Yeah. In the marketing of the home, some of the words he used in the flyer and then on the MLS listing, he mentioned things that are important for selling a home. And he just made the place seem very attractive.
He knew the points to pick out
that
would be the best draw to the listing.
So in the course of 5 days, we had 80 people come through the house, 80 potential buyers, either single people or families, come through the house in 5 days. We had 2 open houses, Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours each day. Over the course of the weekend, we had 40 distinctive groups come through those open houses, which generated 15 bids, and 13 of those bids were over asking price. The net result of all of the marketing and everything that Clint did for us resulted in a record price, 118% over asking price for a 2-bedroom home in the Wexford, Maryvale area.